What's up guys, the Human Carjack here, back with another video. Today we're focusing all on cosmetic parts they could do on your Forester. Now today what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be applying a pinstripe right over here to the front bumper of the Forester. I'm also going to take a look at the back, and I'm going to get to some other cosmetic stuff as well, so stay tuned. Now the brand of pinstripe that I'm using is called Trim Bright. I got this on Amazon for about $5 or $6. I'm going to link it below so you guys can check it out in case you want to do it to your Forester. And this actually works very well too on the WRX. So first things first, we need to prep the surface right over here in order for the tape or the pinstripe to be able to adhere a little bit better to the plastic. So what we're going to do is going to take a towel over here, paper towel. I'm going to apply a little bit of alcohol, or in this case we have hand sanitizer. Right? Just going to mix that into the towel, and then we're just going to rub onto the surface where we want to apply the pinstripe onto. So we're going to do this on both sides, and we're going to let it dry a little bit and see what happens. Now just in case your paper towel leaves any residue on the surface, we're going to dry off the rest of the surface with a microfiber cloth. So we're going to start with the left side of the plate and see how it goes. Alright, so that's looking pretty good so far. You just have to straighten it out a little bit more. The hardest part is going around the corner over here, so be careful with that. And I just got to cut off this edge, and it should be alright. Alright, now let's try the other side. I actually think that side turned out a little bit better. The only thing I had to do here to kind of muscle it into the curve over here was place it down, press it, unpeel it, then press it again, and that actually helped a little bit. So this fitment is a little bit better than the other side, but I think I'll leave it like that. It's not very noticeable. Alright, and there it is. Front bumper is completed. Okay, just tuck the extra tape behind the license plate bracket over there. And a little bit is kind of sticking out on the bottom, but it doesn't show if you're looking at it straight like this. So this is the whole bumper and how it looks. I think it looks pretty good. Next thing we're going to do is going to be blacking out the rear deflectors. Now before we get to painting the rear deflectors, I wanted to take them off actually because I want to do the pinstriping on the rear bumper right along here. And if we take it off, I think it'll be an easier process. I can just tuck the tape in right over there and then put the deflector right on top and it'll hold it in place. So we're doing the same process as before. We're using our hand sanitizer, microfiber cloth, and paper towel to clean up the surface. Boom, I think that looks pretty good. Let's look at it all the way across. That's where the deflectors would normally be. Let's get a whole view of the bumper. Nice. Let's clean off this surface real quick. Alright, now that they're both clean, we're just going to let them dry off a little bit. Now while the reflectors are drying off, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about a couple paint options that you can go with. So this one right here is by Krylon. This is the max coverage one. This is available on Amazon also for I think about $8. The advantage that you have here is that it's a paint and primer, so you don't have to go out and buy a primer. There's rust protection. We don't need to really worry about that because it's a plastic piece. It's going to adhere pretty well onto the surface, and it dries pretty fast. So that's what's going to go first. That's going to be our first layer. And then we have Rust-Oleum paint for plastics. This is a high gloss pretty much. So it doesn't actually say it on it, which is weird. But yeah, this is basically a gloss. So this is gonna go on top of this afterwards. So this is our layout over here, very basic layout. We got some cardboard laid down with some bricks to hold them down. And then we have the reflectors resting on a couple of bricks, so it makes it a little bit easier to elevate them and paint over them. So we're gonna go for about 3 coats. So far this is after 1 coat, and I just have to move the setup a little bit because there's a little bit too much wind, and I don't want it to blow any dust or anything onto the paint. So I think I'm gonna try for maybe 3 or 4, and we're letting it dry in between for about 3 minutes. And I picked this one up from Chris Fix. So while it's drying, put this box over here so that nothing blows onto it. Alright, last coat. Now that I'm looking at it, I think the matte finish actually looks a bit better. I don't think I'm even going to use the gloss paint, so maybe I'll save that for another project, but as it is right now, they look pretty good. I'm still going to give them a bunch of time to dry, and then maybe in a couple of hours, maybe even tomorrow, I'll give them a really long time to dry. I'm going to fit them on to the bumper and see what they look like. So the last cosmetic modification we're going to be making today, we're going to be installing some LED, really bright white lights in the Forester. It looks just like this. We got our pry tools out, so we're going to start off with the rear light that's right over here. So you guys can see right now how bright that is. It's not super dark out right now, but always whenever I would take this, or whenever I would turn this light on, I really can't see anything, especially when it's really dark out. So we're gonna see a difference between this and the really white LEDs. So just one more view of the light from a different angle, just right in front over here. You can see it's very yellow and how dim it is. So we're gonna see what the other LED light looks like. And so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so we're just going to remove this clip over here. It's going to slide the light out. Damn, how did I do it the other day? There we go. Alright. So this is the bulb we're changing out, and it looks a little bit different than the LED. And we're just going to slide this one right in there. See if it clips in. Hold on. Oh, whoops, I'm going the wrong way. This has to be facing, I think, this way. So I remember last time I was trying this out because I had gotten the wrong set of bulbs. I put it in the wrong way and it wasn't working. So let's test it out here first. Okay, wow, yeah. Alright, so let's pop that right back in place. That was like the quickest install ever. So now if we see it, pretty bright. And you see how much it illuminates the rest of the cargo area. It looks a lot better. Alright, nice. This one's gonna be hot though, so I have to... Oh shit. Alright.
You should do that in slow motion. definitely a lot brighter.
Yeah, so you can back up a little bit now.